All right. Hey, everyone. This is Johnny, and welcome to my June travel, income, and I guess beard report. So it is now July. If you've been following my blog for a while, you'll notice that I haven't shaved my beard since Nepal, so since March, and it's growing in. I know some of you don't care, but just in case you ever decided to grow a beard, three lessons I learned. I had no idea that like what to do. If you look at my photo next to me, I've always kind of shaved completely, clean. So this is something new, and I've learned first you have to comb your beard. I had no idea. Luckily, I happen to have a small comb, so I've been combing my beard every day. Second thing I learned that I had no idea either is you have to put oil on your beard. I just been using olive oil, which seems to work fine. And third is that you're supposed to trim it sometimes. So I went to some hipster barbershop and got my beard trimmed by some guy with a bigger beard than mine. So I figured this guy probably knows what he's talking about. And it looked better last week, but at least it's coming in. Let me know what you think. Anyways, I am in Odessa, Ukraine, and this entire month I've basically been here. So my goal for this month of June 1st through the 30th or whatever it was to be in one place. I think I started out the month in Sofia, Bulgaria, which is an awesome, beautiful place. I'm glad I went on a bunch of tours there. And I'm glad that I had a whole month in one spot. So I've been able to join a gym. If you've seen my last video, what I called it, is this the best gym in the world? At least it looks like that on paper, to be honest. A lot of things in Ukraine are like that, where it looks really cool in photos and in videos and on Instagram. But when you dig in a little bit deeper, it's not always as functional as you would like it to be. Beauty sometimes is just skin deep here, even when it comes to like buildings and facades and even the gym. So they spend a lot of effort to make it look really cool in photos and videos. When you're there, most of the time it's just a gym. And then when you dig in a little bit deeper, sometimes you're like, there is no water fountain here at all. There's no place to refill your water. And lots of other little things, like the fact that they lock all those rooms unless there's a class. So, most of the time it's just a gym. That and the fact that since I recorded that video, the steam room broke, the door on it broke, and they haven't fixed it with no updates on when they're going to fix it. So lots of little things like that. That is the update. But I've been pretty consistent. I've been working out again. And I started intermittent fasting. No updates yet. It's only been a few weeks, but I will report back on how that's going. So far, what I like about it is I don't have to spend 20 minutes in the morning looking for breakfast or cooking breakfast and washing dishes. I can just go for a walk, go to the co-working space, have some coffee, and then I won't have my actual meal until after I go to the gym. So after I finish working, I just have like 2 or 3 cups of coffee, go to the gym, then I'll go eat. And it's been really good for saving time. So we'll see how it works fitness wise, and maybe I'll lose some weight from it. Maybe I'll live longer, who knows? But it's been really convenient. So hopefully I can keep that up. And it's also been good being consistently going to the gym. So I'm very happy. As far as travel, my goal was honestly to just stay in one place for this entire month. So Odessa it was. What's nice about Odessa is there's a beach. There's a really old, nice city. So on weekends, I go to the beach and I'll tan. I'll go for a swim in the ocean, and hang out there. And then during the weekends, there's really cool bars and live music everywhere. So it's really fun. It's like summers in Odessa, I would say, are really similar to some of the cooler places I've been in the world, but it's very underrated. So a lot of people were asking why I chose Ukraine. Actually, every single Ukrainian person I've ever met has asked me 2 questions. Where are you from? And then once I say I'm from California or San Francisco, the second question out of their mouth is always, why did you come to Ukraine? And I never had a good answer. I try to explain it. Whatever I say, like Schengen, trying to get out of the Schengen visa, want to see somewhere new, want to learn Russian, want to, see Russia but not Russia. It's like, they're always kind of like, why are you here? And because a lot of people, they think there's better places to go in the world. They'd rather go to Italy or Spain or California. And because I'm from, the US, they think this is, like this is somehow subpar for them. Why would you go to Ukraine? What they don't realize is Ukraine's actually a really beautiful place, and the food is amazing. It's really cheap. So overall, I highly recommend it. Check out my previous videos on Ukraine, especially Lviv, which is by far my favorite spot in Ukraine. And Odessa is a nice spot with the beach and an old city, so recommend it as well. I'm going to write a full report on life in Odessa, especially as a digital nomad, soon, so keep an eye out for that. But as far as the income report for this month, I guess part of it would be the cost of living. So remember, Odessa and Ukraine itself is not the cheapest place in the world. It's not the cheapest place in Europe, and it's not even the cheapest place in Ukraine. If you want to save money, go to Lviv. It is so cheap there. It is like insanely cheap, and it's probably half of the price of Odessa, and it's a tenth of the price of really anywhere else in the world. It's literally like 10% of the price of like New York or California. But Odessa has a beach in an old city, and it's bigger, so that's why I like it here. Kind of reminds me of Barcelona or Miami. If you've been to any of those places, it has that kind of same feeling. Like Arcadia, which is their kind of cool beach touristy area, it feels just like Miami. And the kind of city beach kind of feels, like not necessarily looks like Barcelona, but the fact that you can walk from the old city center with all the restaurants to the beach kind of reminds me of that, or at least like Grand Canaria or something. But my expenses for the month, by far the most expensive part of it was the Airbnb, because there is no such thing as short-term rent here. There is nightly rent, as in like a hotel room or an apartment for one night. You can pick 7 nights or 10 nights, but you're paying nightly. Or you can get a 6-month to a 1-year lease on an apartment. In that case, it's very cheap. But if you want a monthly rate, Airbnb is your only option. And because there's not that many options, and they know that they can, jack up the price, this is just how much it is. Other thing is, I'm living directly in the city center. I'm literally 1 to 2 blocks away from everything, from all the best restaurants, the main walking street called Dubrovska Street, from maybe 2 or 3 blocks away from where the cool bars are, like the #1 rated restaurants on TripAdvisor, the #1 bars. And I'm also maybe a 5 or 10 minute walk from the park, maybe a 10-minute walk from the beach. So this is a really good area. Like this, this kind of area you would probably not get in Miami for less than $3,000 or $4,000 minimum. So $682, really not that bad compared to other places in the world. But it is expensive for Ukraine. Just to kind of put it out there, this apartment, if you signed a 6-month or a year lease, it'll probably be between, I want to say $250, maybe $300 maximum. And if you wanted, to live just in the center, like a normal apartment, it's probably $200. So big difference. Other thing I paid for is my gym membership at Fitness Stadium, which is like a really nice gym. It's like, you guys have probably seen the video by now. Really cool place. And the co-working space, it's $76 a month for unlimited access. What's good is both Impact Hub and Terminal 42 have really good coffee, and they actually have baristas to make you coffee too. But what I actually did was I didn't pay for an unlimited membership. I basically paid for 50 hours at one, and then I've been getting 4-hour day passes at the other. So it ends up being around the same price. I do that mainly because I want to switch it up sometimes, and because Terminal 42 has excellent Skype rooms. So if I'm recording an interview or a podcast, I go to Terminal 42. But if I'm just doing normal work and I want to be somewhere kind of more lively, better natural light, I go to Impact Hub. So I like them both. Check them both out if you come. I also went to a bunch of things. I went to a boat party. That was pretty awesome for $20. I took a bunch of photos. I've been really dabbling into photography as a hobby. My camera's behind me somewhere. But I set up a website for photography. Right now it's just a hobby, but who knows what it'll eventually be. But it's jstills.com. I was surprised I was able to find that domain name. Shout out to Sean Dalton for giving me the idea of, because he's Dalton Stills, and I was like, oh, I was trying to think of another name for photography. JPhoto or JPEG was taken, so shout out to Sean. And I also went to a concert. I went to a rap concert, and everybody was staring at me because I was the only Asian person there. And the rapper, or his crew, I guess, that night, are these guys from Kazakhstan. So they rap in Russian, but he looks like me. So this is the video. This is the guy. Lots of stares. It was really interesting. And aside from that, spent money on normal things. Lots of Ubers, lots of taxis. The furthest place I'll take a taxi is from here to Arcadia, which is where Ibiza, that nightclub, is. It's like 20 something minutes, so it's pretty far, but even then it's never more than $4, which is really cheap. I don't think I've spent more than $4 or $5 even going like way outside of the city. So for most rides it averages $2, sometimes $3 if it's, at an awkward time and there's the surcharge, but it's usually $2 or less, which is awesome. So I've been taking Ubers 2 or 3 times a day sometimes, and it's been great. For restaurants, because I've only been eating 1 meal a day, I just been splurging. I've been eating like 2 or 3 portions at like nice restaurants. I've been treating people out as well, friends. Went out with some locals as well, and the bill has never been more than, let's say, $30 at a normal place, even like a nice place. And I went to a really fancy place, probably like the nicest place ever, and it was $45 for 2 people, and I ordered like 5 dishes, so it's very cheap. I would say on average for one person for dinner, it's usually about $10 even at a restaurant, maybe $15 if you're ordering like some drinks and stuff. And drinks are pretty cheap too. Wine is normally $2 to $3 a glass. Same thing with beer, is $2 a glass, and a whiskey, like I've been drinking Valentine's going out, and it's 100 hryvnia, which is $4. And this is at like really nice places. This is like that Ibiza nightclub or the nicest bars around. It's usually $2 other places. And then I have some other expenses that I didn't count in the total because your situation is probably gonna be different. For example, I give $1,000 to my parents every month to help them through retirement. So excluding that, but kind of just what I spent with like normal cost of living and going out and eating, is $1,483, which I know is more than what I spent in Chiang Mai, but my life here is amazing. I've been doing a lot of cool stuff, going into really amazing places, being by the beach, so still very cheap. And I would say life here in the summer is like the equivalent of going out like a baller in LA, New York, or Florida, where you're going out, you're surrounded by beautiful people, you're surrounded by like great wait staff and really nice food, like you're taking Ubers everywhere, you're just like doing cool stuff. You're on the beach. There's no way you would be able to get this type of life, this quality life, in really anywhere else in the world for less than, I want to say, 5,000 plus a month. I can see you spending 10 grand a month in expensive cities like New York or Miami, basically doing exactly, what I'm doing here. Just in Uber rides alone, you probably spend $100 a day. Restaurants, especially if you're, going out to nice places, you're probably also spending $100 for 2 people. And the apartment, this isn't a huge apartment, but it's a 1-bedroom with a separate kitchen. And it's in such a good location. This place would easily go for $3,500 a month in any of these big cities. So overall, for a great high quality life, it is a deal. It is not a good deal if you just want the cheapest place to live. If you do, go to Lviv in Ukraine, or go to Banksko, Bulgaria, where I was last month, or go to Chiang Mai. So good news, bad news about my online income. Great news is all the work that I've done in the years past still brings me income every month, passive income, and it's great. If you want to know more, read the blog post that's attached to this video. This video is more just an update on other things. But what's really cool is, even though this is the lowest month I've had in a while, it's still almost $5,000 in online income, which more than covers both my living expenses, the money I give my parents, and even the money that, I use like treating people out, or, going to do cool stuff that sometimes doesn't make an income report, like, treating out friends to dinner, going on a date or something. And it's been awesome. So big decrease, but still it's 16 times the average salary here in Ukraine. So that means I'm able to live 16 times better than most people. And, because I don't waste money, I'm able to save a little bit of money still while building my businesses and working on passion projects. So just give you a couple examples of the things that I make money from. I make affiliate commissions from things on Amazon that I use and recommend. And a big secret that I teach inside my course, Income Boss, at incomeboss.com if you want to check it out. Basically, when you send people a link to a product that you recommend on Amazon, you use your tracking link, even if they buy a different item, you still get commission because you're the one to send them to Amazon. So this is a really good example here where somebody bought 8 file cabinets, I'm assuming to build an office or something, and I got $47 in commission, even though I have never even seen these file cabinets. If you want to see it, I think I have a link to it somewhere here on the bottom under lessons learned. Second big part of it is with WordPress hosting. Even though I have this link set up, and you'll see in previous months, a few people would sign up here and there. This month I had 7 people sign up for a new WordPress hosting account, and it bumps me up a commission tier. So instead of making $50 per sign up, now I'm making $75. And I have a bunch of tips on how I did that, why I use the URL dropshiplab.com/hosting and not dropshiplab.com/siteground. And I also have some links to both my course Income Boss as well as a $7 secret version that I normally don't talk about, which is basically the first 15 videos to get people started. And it really just tells you everything that you need to build a good foundation. So check that out. And that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this update. I'm in Ukraine for another week. And then on my birthday, I will be in Transnistria. If you don't know where that is, don't worry, most people don't know either. And it's not actually a recognized country, even though they think they are. And I will be going to Italy and then joining San Marcos in Spain. So lots of updates from that. Keep in touch. Subscribe to this video for more. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments section. And make sure you read the full blog post because it goes into a lot more detail. I'll see you in the next video, guys.